Alright, the Numberdamus brings you this video. A battle of dictators, Trump and Hitler. Watch the numbers. The Numberdamus is going to go slower than usual on this because it is kind of confusing, and he wants to make sure you understand the correlation and the connections with all this. So just be prepared, get some popcorn, and enjoy the show. Hitler's death to when Trump was born. Here's a look. Numberdamus are going to show the numbers first, and then we'll come back to some of the videos, just to make it easier. So, Trump confessed to owning Hitler's book on 8/17/1990. And here it is from when Trump was born. Trump will go on to become the 44th man to hold office. And the 23s, we will come back to that towards the end of this video, so you can see what that's going to correlate to. And again, Trump will go on to become the 44th man to hold office. Trump was born on the 24th week of the year. Now, America and Hitler, and we're going to come right back to this again. Got to show something else with this. See, America was found with 9 months between 112 years. See, magically 9/11. Forward and backwards. John, Trump's middle name, is 47 to numbers. And Freemason compass at 47 degrees. Trump's a Freemason. Trump to numbers is 88. Hail Hitler is also 88. How do you get that? H is the 8th letter. Hail starts with H. Hitler starts with H. 88. 55. You might ask, what's the 55 going to correlate to? Oh, you're going to see just a second here. Now, Hitler, death to when America was found. Trump to numbers 88. Hitler. Hail Hitler is 88. H is the 8th letter. Hail starts with H. Hitler starts with H. 88. Baphomet is 88. Baphomet to numbers is 80 with 8 letters. And 80 plus 8 is 88. We're going to come back to that article in just a second. Hitler's Nazi card number is 555. Here is a look at that to when Trump was born, 1/1/1920. Here's a look at how old Trump was in months when the Uvalde shooting went down. Adolf Hitler, to numbers, is 110, and the Twin Towers were 110 stories. And you will see how Trump was magically 55 years old at the time when 9/11 went down. Hitler died at 56. and Trump is 5 letters. Hitler became the 7th member of the German Workers' Party on 9/19/1919. And we're going to compare that to when Trump's first day in office was. There's your 5s. Just magically lining up. Just magically 777 appearing in seconds. That's just coincidence, though. Just a coincidence. Now we have Hitler. Well, the number down is going to show you what else he can do with this. Hitler multiplied out will give you all of that. See, Trump's first day in office was on 1/20. And Trump announced his running for president in the year 2015. Also take notice how Hitler became the 7th member on 1919. 19 times 3 is 57, and Trump would go on to be acquitted in his second impeachment by 57-43 vote count. There it is. And how you know it's true, all you got to do is take 57 and subtract 43, and Trump was just magically born on the 14th date. Hitler's death to when Trump announced his running for president on 6/66 date, 2015, 1 + 5 is 6. Trump's birth date. In the hours and the days, just magically. Hail Hitler, 88, Trump to numbers, 88. And exactly 614 people died in Tower 2 on 9/11. Just magically. Trump's birth date, 6/14. Trump wants loyal generals. Here is a look at this article. And it came on 8/8 at 2:40 in the afternoon. And you got to watch the numbers because this is going to blow your damn mind. All right, you see the time that it was published, 2:40 in the afternoon. 2:40 right here with Trump in the seconds. Sixes, just magically. Now, here's a look at this article to when Hitler died. Hitler was 77 years old. He would have been. And 777. Just magically. As Hitler died at 56. Here's a look at the Nazi triangle that Trump uses, or has used, we should say. And you can see this is true. Trump in the red triangle. And you go to the pictures for it. There you go. Now you can see Trump is fully attached to it. So there's no denying it. And what's interesting, look at this thing. You're witnessing live, like this is like the Numberdamus TV right now you're watching. Look at this, 444, decision making. He decided to post this at exactly 444. John is 4 letters, and Trump was the 44th man to hold office. The lining of the 4s, decision making, and Satanism. You're seeing that firsthand. There it is. This Nazi uniform, which is what that is pictured below here, is number 28320. Now we're going to pull a similar George Bush fireman helmets type scenario right here. Two plus 8 is 10, plus 3 is 13, plus 2 is 15. For those that don't know what the number down this is talking about on George Bush fireman Ground Zero speech, he's standing next to a firefighter wearing helmet number 164, and you could see George Bush is, laughing, having a good old time, acting like 9/11 was not a big deal whatsoever. He's on there having a good old jolly time, and this fireman next to him is wearing helmet number 164, and 1 plus 6 plus 4 is 11, and they attack him on the 9th month. That's what that's correlating to, so you see what the number down is talking about. Here's the guy that George Bush is standing next to. Attack was on the 9th month, and you could see 6 plus 4 plus 1 is 11. Now you've seen that. Gotta get back with Trump, because this is a Trump project right here. Alright, Operation Warp Speed lasted for 285 days. Here's a look at this. 285 days. Began when Trump was still president. And 8 plus 5 is 13, plus 2 is 15. Donald John Trump is 15 letters. Here's another thing with Operation Warp Speed. So you can see just how bad Trump really is with these numbers. You know what makes Trump so heavily dangerous? It's the way that he can enrapture people with feelings. Even though he doesn't care how you feel. But he's sure good at it. That's what makes Trump so dangerous, is the way he's able to play off people's emotions. And he's a master at it. Take a good glimpse at the numbers. Gotta start looking at numbers, folks. It is the moral C within our hearts that wants to, look at feelings. You cannot do that when you look at people like Trump. You just absolutely cannot. You're going to have to put your feelings to the side and look at numbers. They don't care how you feel. They never have, and they never will. That's just, it is what it is. They don't care how you feel. Freemason compass is 47 degrees. Donald Trump's a Freemason. Hitler died at 56. Hail Hitler 88. Trump to numbers 88. Hail starts with H. Hitler starts with H. H is the 8th letter. Here's a look at this logo that Trump uses. So you can see some striking similarities here. 1 line, 2 lines, 3 lines, 4 lines, 5 lines, 6 lines. This symbol in the middle doesn't count because it's curved. So we're leaving that out. We're making this simpler on you all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1 line down. This Trump logo is 6 lines, and the swastika is also 6 lines. So 1 line, 2 lines, 3 lines, 4 lines, 5 lines, 6 lines. Here are some coordinated similarities between Trump and Hitler. Donald John Trump is 15 letters, and Hitler was born in a 15 coordinate. Here's the town he was born in, and here are the coordinates. There's your 15 right there. Trump was born in Queens, New York. The latitude-longitude coordinates of Queens, New York add across to 30. And you will see how Hitler was born in a 30 latitude-longitude coordinate. Here's Queens, New York. The numbers. Trump would go on to become the 45th president of the United States. Hitler died in a 45th related year. And Hitler, here's a look, height was just magically 5'9", and 5 times 9 is exactly 45. Trump was born in New York. Queens, New York has a 40 coordinate. Let's go back. There's your 40. All right, now let's go back to Hitler. There we go. All right, Hitler died in this location. And the Nostradamus already has the coordinates added across, and we'll show you how this operates. 40. There it is. And let's go back to Trump, Queens, and you'll see how Queens has a 40 latitude-longitude coordinates, the first two numbers. And there's Hitler's place of death adding up to 40. Notice how the ending two numbers of where Hitler died is a 15. And Donald John Trump is just magically 15 letters. Also notice how the last three numbers of the latitude-longitude coordinate of Hitler's death is going to match how Robert Trump just magically died on 8/15, the founding of a demonic secret society that Trump is a member of and is a Jesuit. Trump attended Fordham. Fordham University is a Jesuit university. Trump is a Jesuit. Now, here is even more striking similarities between Trump and Hitler. You see, Trump's a bad dude. But boy, he knows how to get you all riled up. He's a master at that. He's a master at playing off people's emotions. Here is a look at Donald and how it multiplies out across. 40320. And here is Adolf, how it multiplies out across. And we're going to show this side by side so you can see the correlation. And they got matching numbers. Trump, Hitler. Trump, Hitler. Trump, Hitler. That's real, people. That is real. Trump was the 45th president. 45 makes a swastika. Here's an example of how that operates. A 5 is 5 lines. 1 line, 2 line, 3 line, 4 line, 5 lines. So you draw the 4 next to it, you will see exactly what the Nostradamus is talking about. How the 4, the third line here, is going to connect with the first line of the 5, the second line of the 5. So now you can see the striking similarities with Trump and Hitler, with the logos that they use. Now, let's talk about even more similarities between Trump and Hitler. Trump, German heritage. Trump denied his German heritage. He tries to. He did this in his own book. You can see they tried to deny German heritage. Trump promised to make America great again, but when doing so, it came on a 666 format. When Trump announced his run for president, it came on 6/16/2015, and 1 + 5 is 6. Another thing to mention is you go to Trump's accomplishments, and the Nostradamus has already counted all these. You can go ahead and check out the work yourself if you'd like to take the time and do so. There's exactly 606 accomplishments listed in here. 606. You'll see how a 6 is right there right away. Another thing to notice about this, the last word of the first thing Trump accomplished started with the 16th letter of the alphabet, a P. Another thing, the final accomplishment that Trump committed on here ends with the 6th letter of the alphabet. So, fentanyl, F is the 6th letter. Let's go back up to this. And you can get, when you're in your free time, you want to go ahead and count these. You got to count all the bulletins, one by one. And you'll get the same number that Nostradamus is talking about. There's 606 accomplishments on here. The last word of his first accomplishment starts with the 16th letter of the alphabet, and his final word of his last accomplishment started with the 6th letter of the alphabet. So that would go 60666. Trump blames everybody else for something that goes opposite of his way. Maga Hat symbolizing mark of the beast. Kept people in remote concentration camps. You were not allowed to go anywhere during COVID. Trump is the one who ultimately pushed for 3 vaccines or more to be released within a year, which most people know that vaccines take, on average, 5 years or more to be released and actually be effective. These were released in less than 1 year. And now we're seeing over 10,000 people or more being killed. There's probably even more getting killed with the COVID vaccine. That's more than what's actually being reported. And you can see here's a news article about this. There it is, over 10,000 deaths after the COVID-19 jabs. And there's probably a lot more. A lot more. Notice how there's over 10,000 deaths. Okay, Operation Warp Speed was a project involving Donald Trump. There it is. Trump was the commander-in-chief when this was going on. You can see it started on 5/15. May is the 5th month. Trump is 5 letters. Donald John Trump is 15 letters. So there's no denying it. And here is $10 billion from the CARES Act. And if you remember earlier when the number Nostradamus showed it, it's still on here. Trump was just magically 9/11 3 times. Trump rallies in conglomerational style. Trump bullies anyone, including disabled people. And there's video of it. That can be saved for another time. Numbers can be separated on that. Hitler, iconic physical feature was the mustache. Trump's iconic physical feature is his hair. Everybody talks about Trump's hair. When Hitler was around, you knew who Hitler was based off the mustache. You know who Trump is based off his hair. And Trump's hairdo is flooded in 666. The number Nostradamus has already made a video about that. Trump is 5 letters, Donald is 6 letters, Donald is 56 total, Hitler died at 56. Trump was born in the 11th state. Trump to numbers is 88. He's a master at mass communication. Trump Operation Warp Speed consisted of 6 vaccines. Over 6 million people died at the Holocaust during World War II. Vaccines equal mass depopulation, causing a slow death. So there's 18 examples of Trump. Now here is Hitler and the similarities. Hitler was a dictator of Germany. Trump has German heritage. Hitler was born in Austria. Trump denies German heritage. So Hitler was not born in Germany. Hitler was born in Austria. Hitler promised to make Germany great again. Trump promised to make America great again. Hitler blamed Jews for all the problems, and Trump blames anyone but himself for any problems. Hitler wore swastika as the symbolism of Mark of the Beast. Trump has the Maga Hat, which is the same concept, symbolizing Mark of the Beast. You're wearing a mark on the head with the hat, and it's a red hat. And the swastika is a red logo. Hitler put people in concentration camps. Trump did the same thing. He kept people in their house. You were not allowed to go anywhere when COVID was going on. Parks were closed. You couldn't go to church. You couldn't do anything. So, being trapped in your house is the same concept of being put in a concentration camp. Hitler killed people using gas chambers. Trump is the one that funded the money for the vaccines, and the vaccines are now causing a slow death at rapid rates. Hitler rallied in conglomerational style. So did Trump. Hitler bullies everyone. Trump bullies everyone. Adolf is 5 letters. Hitler is 6 letters. Donald is 6 letters, and Trump is 5 letters. Adolf Hitler is 110 to numbers. Trump is from New York, the 11th state. Hail Hitler, 88. Trump to numbers, 88. 8th letter, 8th letter. Master at mass communication. So is Trump. Trump. Operation Warp Speed. 6 vaccines. 6 million plus died at the Holocaust. $6 million Jewish victims. So there's actually 11 million, and that again makes it even more relevant. with these two figures hand in hand with each other. If you have 11 million victims, Adolf Hitler being 110 to numbers, and Trump is from New York, the 11th state, you have matching numbers all over the place with that. 5 million non-Jewish members, Trump is 5 letters. And Adolf is 5 letters. 6. Okay. Donald, 6 letters. Hitler, 6 letters. Now, let's go back up to the top. So, you can see this video that's very intriguing. The Numberdamus didn't do the numbers on this. He was saving this for last. Now, let's go to it.
So, what did Donald Trump... We started off with 12% of the market. We're up to 50% of the market. Now what happens with the fuel oil?
In the current issue of Vanity Fair, the author Marie Brenner says that you read from Hitler's collected speeches, My New Order, and that these are speeches that you seem to admire. What's your reaction? Do you have this book? Do you have these speeches?
It is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. A friend of mine sent me a book. A man who I think is Jewish, although I don't know, sent me a book. It happened to be that book. All of a sudden, Marie Brenner somehow found out that he had sent me a book. It is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen, and I'm probably going to sue Vanity Fair over it.
All right, now, take notice of this.
The author Marie...
The interviewer starts talking at the 10-minute, 8-second mark, so 1008. Here's how this corresponds with the book that Trump has, My New Order by Adolf Hitler. You can see it's just magically 1,008 pages long. The year that it was published adds across to 15. Donald John Trump is 15 letters. You can see it's got a 4.4 rating. Well, here's a look at the interview, and you will see Trump was just magically 44 years old at the time. Just magically. And Trump would eventually become the 44th man to hold office. When you add across the date of this interview, which we're talking about Hitler in this case of this interview, because you will see how it leads to the year Trump announced his running for president. And there's the date. Also take notice how this is ABC 2020. 2 plus 2 is 4. And 20 plus 20 is 40. And Trump was 44. Trump was born in the 24th week of the year. Now, let's go back to this video so you can see something else with it.
says that you...
The ridiculous thing I've ever heard. A friend of mine sent me a book. A man who I think is Jewish, although I don't know, sent me a book. It happened to be that book.
Notice how Trump admits it at the 9:59 mark. Here's what this 9:59 mark is correlated to. Trump being exactly 2 months, 3 days between the interview and his birth date, and 23, the first 2 numbers in the weeks, the minutes as well, just magically. And one last thing with this.
All of a sudden, Marie Brenner...
At the 10-minute mark, Trump is still talking. My New Order is exactly 10 letters. 2, 5, 10. Now, let's take a look at everything Trump said. And here's how else this is going to correspond. You will see Trump says 93 words. TRUMP 88. And Trump is 5 letters. By the way, with this Operation Warp Speed, so the number down could show you the 6 vaccines is listed on here. All right. See, 6 vaccines. And you can see how it narrowed its list of vaccine candidates to 14 as Trump was born on the 14th date of the 6th month. And you can see there's your 16 right here with the days, separating the interview and when Trump was born. Now back to this. Trump was born in a 46 year, 1946, and now here's everything Trump said, fully to numbers. And you'll see you have a matching 93 again. One more look at the interview.
Brenner somehow found out that he had sent me a book. It is the most
You seem to admire. What's your reaction? Do you have this book? Do you have these speeches?
It is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. A friend of mine sent me a book. A man who I think is Jewish, although I don't know, sent me a book. It happened to be that book. All of a sudden, Marie Brenner somehow found out that he had sent me a book. It is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen, and I'm probably going to sue Vanity Fair over it.
And the number downless will bring you to the final part of this to show you that the clock will continue to click. They predicted last days of Donald Trump. 2 months and 3 days between this interview. And how else is 23 connected with Trump? TR, we're going to show you broken down numbers. UMP is 25. So John, Trump's middle name is John. We're going to show you all of them. J, 1 plus 0 is 1. O, 1 plus 5 is 6. H is 8. N, 1 plus 4 is 5. And we have Donald. D is 4. O, 1 plus 5 is 6. N, 1 plus 4 is 5. A is 1. L is 12. 1 plus 2 is 3. And D is 4. And you can see Trump had a lot of involvement with the Uvalde shooting. That came on 5/24. Here's one more reminder of Trump's operation of this. How he just magically was 11 months old at the time. Thank you all for watching.